How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Something big is happening right now. I want to talk about that. We have some crazy numbers coming out of some financial institutions for how high Bitcoin could go. Well, actually, how much money is going to flow in. And that shows us an indication of how high they think Bitcoin can go. We have some numbers behind some huge institutions buying Bitcoin. It's absolutely nuts. There's a lot to cover. I feel like I've already made several videos today, and I have. I've made 2 videos already. But there's so much news. Get ready, because this whole week, I'm sure, is going to be freaking nuts with the deadline coming up on Wednesday, with a lot of data coming out on Friday, a lot of inflation data. I'm going to post a ton of videos. If you want to see all the information as soon as it happens, like literally, I just pulled up stuff. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to upload it. I'm not doing any fancy editing. I'm not going to cut out a lot because I want you to get this information as fast as possible. If you like that, hit subscribe and turn on that little bell so that way it posts and it sends to your phone or your computer or whatever right when I make a video. Now, if you haven't already signed up for Marx, I just closed a long that was in the profit significantly. I'm taking profits on some longs. I have some still open, but check out the link underneath the video. There's no KYC. There's no VPN. You can sign up in minutes. You can deposit. Everything is really easy to see. We've had a ton of people sign up because they like the platform. They see the platform. Also, there's a link to HGAaccess. If you haven't already signed up for this, like if you're making some money in crypto, consider reinvesting it into HGAaccess. We've had so many really good winners, and this is just the beginning. Like we're going to be posting and we're going to get winner after winner. We've already had 30% gainers, 70% gainers, 100%, 10x. It's not stopping. Like there's so much alpha in here. And there are people that make a lot of money in here as well from crypto. You want to be a part of this. This is just the beginning. We're just starting to show how much money can be made in this. It's going to be worth it. Now, as you can see, Bitcoin touching a new high, over 46,000, breaking prior resistance, flirting in that $46,000 range. And part of that is because of a couple of things that have just come out. Dylan LeClaire, multinational bank Standard Chartered calling for 50 to 100 billion of inflows into spot Bitcoin ETFs in 2024. And keep in mind, we have some information about inflows that just happened, like large companies buying almost $100 million worth. But I want to hit on this first. This is massive. Imagine this happens, $50 billion to $100 billion in inflows. As I've said in the past, there's a multiple. So if $1 billion worth of money comes and buys Bitcoin, it usually pushes up the price about 20x that. So if someone buys $1 billion, it pushes up the market cap about $20 billion. Now it changes a little bit depending on how much they're buying and how much is on exchanges, that kind of thing, how they buy it. But that's a good rule of thumb. So if someone comes in and buys $50 billion or their $50 billion worth of inflows, that most likely will push up the price about $1 trillion. That more than doubles it from here. And they're saying in 2024, this is the estimate. Imagine it's $100 billion. The amount of capital coming in would shoot up the price of Bitcoin. We would be well over 6 figures just from these inflows, not to mention the hype, not to mention all the companies that would be buying as well. That is a huge call by Standard Chartered. Now, they are pretty bullish on crypto. Let me say that right up front. But still, if there's any kind of inflow similar to what they're saying here, that would be massive. VanEck just bought $72.5 million worth of Bitcoin. They seed their potential spot ETF with $72.5 million. Bitwise is lining up $200 million of interest. We know BlackRock is around, I think it was $10 million, but supposedly they have $2 billion set aside, like ready for inflows. They've been calling people. VanEck, one of the people high up at VanEck last week said that about BlackRock, saying that they basically had that amount of money sitting on the sidelines. And they also said that all of them are calling up people getting ready to put money in these ETFs. Like they don't want it to be a flat, kind of boring inflow. They want money sitting there ready to pounce in and to start making money from this. Now, keep in mind that we did get a lot of fee information this morning about how much these different ETFs would be costing. But we are getting more information now as time goes on. And apparently Pantera Capital is ready to invest $200 million in Bitwise's spot Bitcoin ETF. And Bitwise already has $200 million set aside. So I don't know if this is the same $200 million or if this is $200 million in addition to what they already had. But you can see so much interest, so many people getting money ready. Keep in mind, a lot of big players already have some allocation towards crypto or are super bullish on crypto. I mean, look at some of these headlines. This is from recently. Fidelity's global macro director highlights the advantage of owning Bitcoin. Timmer stated that the risk-return ratio of the top cryptocurrency surpasses many assets like the S&P 500 and gold. I mean, you're talking about someone that's working at one of the largest entities in the world, financial managers in the world, saying that it makes more sense to own Bitcoin than the S&P 500. Think about that. The S&P 500 is like the golden standard. That's what everyone says. Just invest your money into that and you'll be able to retire after 30 years. Imagine Fidelity, BlackRock. They start coming out and saying, hey, the S&P 500 is nice, but you should really have some allocation towards Bitcoin too. NASDAQ CEO, this is actually from years ago, 4-5 years ago. NASDAQ CEO says crypto could become a global currency of the future. BlackRock has said something very similar to that recently. Cryptocurrency is the best kept secret in the world. Former NYSE president. This is from 3 years ago. Large entities know about Bitcoin. They know about crypto. They haven't been able to buy as institutions yet, though. They've been able to buy as individuals, and we know countries have been buying. Someone in my Patreon reached out about talking about all the countries that are in crypto and in Bitcoin specifically. I have not made that video yet, but I talk about that a lot. Just to name a few, let me pull this up because I wrote some down earlier. We have a lot of entities that are interested or already buying or already working with crypto. So we have El Salvador that made it legal tender. We have Brazil talking about it. We have Argentina allowing contracts to be settled in it. We have Qatar possibly buying. They said $500 billion. I don't know if that's true. We have USA holding billions of dollars of Bitcoin. We have Nigeria that recently started regulating crypto instead of just banning it. We have a lot of countries that are getting in. We have Bhutan that mines crypto. We had rumors of Russia buying. Someone in the government said years ago that they were buying, but then it was kind of swept under the rug. There are so many people getting in on crypto that want in on crypto that just haven't been able to buy it, but now they have access to it. And we're seeing that hype. We're seeing the excitement start with Bitcoin touching 46,000, some alts running as well. Again, if you want information that you can't get anywhere else, you can check out the link underneath the video to HGA or HGAccess. If you want to know what I'm buying and selling, I have a link to my own Patreon as well underneath the video. I make exclusive videos for both of those, and we do live streams in HGAccess. If you want Margex, you can check that out underneath the video as well. Again, if you don't want any of that, that's fine. Just continue to stay plugged in. Continue to pay attention because things are going to get crazy from here. This is just the beginning. Be ready for volatility too. I'm not saying we're up only. We could have some volatility, but I'm excited. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next video.